At the base of the Himalaya Mountains in India, there is a nonprofit organization called CORD, which stands for the Chinmaya Organization for Rural Development. Because young people in rural areas see no promising opportunities in their own communities, they migrate in droves to urban areas in hopes of finding a more lucrative and sophisticated life, often finding themselves worse off than they were before. I am leading a team tasked with helping CORD develop a career counseling program that will help rural youth to identify and seek job opportunities in their own communities.
Youth didn't understand how to translate their interests into a meaningful career for their future. So our program included a self-discovery process to show teenagers how to look within themselves and to find a career that they're really passionate about.
We had been working on the program for 7 weeks prior to coming to India, but now that we were in country, it was an opportunity to test out our ideas and see what worked and what needed adjustments. We were so excited to get out into the community and start interacting with the local people.
We visited a local women's group called a Helaman. Since we were changing the way the community thinks about finding a career, we wanted to make sure the parents were on board.
Very good. Clapping. पहले तो आप लोग चाहते हो कि आपके बच्चों को वो एक opportunity का एक अवसर है, एक मौका किसी और की गुलामी करें, नौकरी मतलब नौकरी में से नहीं हटा दीजिए नौकर.
When we finally got a chance to interact with the youth in the community, it was an exciting moment as it was the team's first chance to test run parts of their career counseling exercises. I tried to let the team troubleshoot and problem solve on their own as much as possible, allowing them the chance to develop themselves as leaders.
The program was written for an older audience, so we had to adapt our activities on the fly for a group of much younger girls. And the team struggled to make a unanimous decision on what alternative activity to conduct.
There's always a tension between getting done what you came to do and then also adapting to what's happening in the moment. So I think I'm a very results-oriented person, so I was getting really frustrated at the start. We seemed to be getting knocked off track by the unexpected changes.
Even though the team wanted to be out in the community testing the program as much as possible, we also had to prepare the CORD staff who would be carrying the career counseling program forward once we left.
These are the people who would be responsible for guiding the youth along their journey of self-discovery. We had to get them to believe in and to understand the activities for themselves.
It was really cool to see how seriously they took the activities and how receptive and open they were about what we had to share.
We were so excited to revisit the women from the Helaman who had invited us back to meet their children.
Again, there was the obstacle of a broader audience than we had expected, with people of all ages, and we had to change our planned activities. But I felt like we handled this unexpected situation better than last time.
Overcoming obstacles like this are things you can't teach in a classroom. And once they began to take action, it was a shining moment for both Brian and Aaron. During our last morning at CORD, the stress level was rising.
In order to overcome urban migration, we had to find a way to convince youth to stay in the rural areas.
After interacting with the community, we realized that the youth struggled with how some of these dreams could happen in rural India.
If one of these girls says, I want to be a fashion designer, the opportunity is in the city. So do we want to encourage that because they found themselves through this program? You want people to stay here and you want to promote rural careers. But by doing this program, we're basically saying, shoot for the stars because you can do all this stuff. So I guess that's what I'm struggling with right now as to like what your expectations are.
That afternoon, we had to meet with Dr. Didi, the leader of CORD, and try to explain the challenge we were facing.
Dr. Didi is the founding director of CORD. She has this way of putting complicated issues into perspective and making everyone feel hopeful. She believes wholeheartedly in the idea of rural prosperity, and while she doesn't know exactly how it's going to work or what it looks like, she's not afraid to try 1,000 different things along the way.
Our program was a mere piece of a larger vision for rural India. We are contributing to something bigger than we ever realized.
The youth don't have to move to the cities to pursue their dreams and goals. If they create opportunities for themselves here in rural India, they can create a better quality of life for the next generation.
Dr. Didi and my week at CORD inspired me to become a leader who has big goals. One that can see far into the future, but know how to make small steps toward achieving a greater vision.
Myself and the other student leads had set out to do something a year ago and were really purposeful about it. And I can't think of a time when I have been more proud of something I've worked on. This experience has helped me recognize my own strengths and has given me the courage to take on whatever comes next.